All right. Now, first and foremost, friends, I want to tell you it's hot out here. It's currently about 7:35, 7:40 somewhere in that vicinity, and it's hot. It's currently 101 degrees, but I had some composting material that I needed to get in the ground. So I decided to come out here to my potato box. If you watched my latest video, you see that I lost a great deal of my potatoes in this ridiculous heat wave that we've been experiencing. So I'm just not going to take that as a loss. Just take that as a lesson. But I am, in the meantime, going to be taking this potato box and start using it to compost, because my thoughts, my hopes, my dreams is that I can use this for my fall garden. Now, one advantage to being here in North Texas and gardening, first I'm gonna take some old strawberries, throw in my compost. But one of the advantages of being out here in North Texas and gardening as I do is that we get an extended growing season. So we can grow a little bit longer than most folks, because it stays warmer longer. Although, don't quote me on this, but I'm expecting this winter to be a bit of a bugaboo. It's supposed to be an El Nino year this summer. That's what we're experiencing right now, hence why we have the heat bubble and climate change, etc. But I'm feeling like in North Texas, we're gonna have really a rough winter coming up ahead. Spinach that we got from good old Wally World that unfortunately got away from us. So I'm gonna take all the spinach and I'm just tossing this right into this compost, because all of that will be nutrients for the next set of crops, right? Yeah, so you got all slimy and everything. But instead of just tossing it down in the ground, I'm going to take my repurposed kitchen scissors and now garden scissors, and I'm just gonna chop this lettuce up. Not lettuce, spinach. Chop it up a little bit finer, because when you're doing your compost, the finer your compost is, the easier it will break down. I mean, it just makes sense, right? But I'm gonna just take and chop this up real good so that it starts to break down as it's down here in this soil. All right, and we actually skinned some what are those, cucumbers earlier for a salad that I created. So I'm gonna take those skins and put in there and just dump all this stuff in the soil. This was a piece of an apple that went bad. My son decided to eat on in the middle of the night and then leave the rest of the apple out. But hey, he's eating apples on his own, so I'm not mad at him. And here we have mosquitoes. See, that's another reason. Out here in Texas, that's another reason why I can't stay out here too long. I was hoping, because these mosquitoes are starting to come out. And these mosquitoes are ruthless. So yeah, I'm just taking all these eggshells and fruit that are past their prime and cutting them up so they can go right into this compost. It's gonna make a nice, rich soil base. See, and that's something else I think I've mentioned in my videos before. My soil, this is soil that I've been cultivating for over 2 years. Now I do amend it and I add, nutrients to it and so forth. I'm always adding different organic materials to my soil. But yeah, this is soil that I've been growing for 2 years. Just adding micronutrients constantly into it. It's interesting because, I actually put out a short a while back of me sterilizing some soil. I had some people that just completely flipped out on me. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? And I was like, well, you know, I do know what I'm doing here. I mean, I wasn't just sterilizing soil for the heck of it. The soil that I was sterilizing was heavy with squash vine borers. So since I had those squash vine borers in there, I knew I wanted to kill all of those eggs so it wouldn't affect my new plants going in that soil. So that's the reason why I had to sterilize it. But I really invest and really focus in on cultivating my soil and constantly adding micronutrients back to it. I'm a heavy composter because, I mean, as opposed to, I mean, look at this, these eggshells and stuff, we just throw them in the trash, it's going to end up in a compost, and that's not doing anybody any good. So why not use this to build my soil for the next grow season and the next grow season? See, with me, gardening isn't something I do just for one season. It's something that I'm thinking about all 365. So I'm always constantly thinking about the next season. Eventually, I want to have a whole food forest going on here, but it's going to take time. It's not something that just materializes over one day, overnight. You know, it's something that you really had to put the time and the effort into to the soil. I mean, soil health is important. I mean, yeah, there are big box stores and other ways of being able to get soil. Heck, I mean, just this season here, I purchased, about 2 cubic yards of soil to add to a new raised bed I had put in not too long ago. But in the meantime, I'm always adding to my existing soil that's already what's the word I'm looking for? My soil is already here. I can't think of the word right now. Vocabulary is escaping me. If you know what word I'm looking for, please feel free to drop it in the comments. All right, and these are just some oranges. That's a good way of adding acidity to your soil. Really, in this plot, I'm not sure what I'm going to put in this raised bed that I had the potatoes growing in. I'm not really sure what I'm putting in here yet, but I'm just putting all the organic material I possibly can. Now, luckily, I already heavily mulched this this raised bed that I'm working in, so I already have a nice consistency of browns in this soil. So all the greens or all the organic matter that I'm adding into it is just going to help it break down even more so. These are more oranges. These were oranges that, unfortunately, when we went on vacation a little while ago, they all turned on me. So I'm just gonna take those oranges and those peels and just grind them up into it too. Could feed them to my strawberries because they like that acidity. But my strawberries are actually doing really good right now, so I'm not gonna bother them. They don't really need to be fertilized right now, or any additives added to the soil. Ooh, look at that one. That one's hard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cut that one. It's already decomposing. Now, in case you're wondering, these oranges were not sitting in my house. They actually just been sitting out here in the garden. I've just been needing to get to them to do my composting. Like I said, these went bad during vacation season. I just sat them out here. You know, it's funny. Sometimes it feels like composting can be a full-time job in itself. But hey, when you want to live organically, gotta get it done. I see. Come on. There we go. All right. Look at that crackle. That's loud. So, yep. I was hoping to see if somebody would jump in here on this live with us. I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes out in 101 degrees, but it looks like nobody's on here with us yet. That's all right. Because composting still need to be done. So if somebody decides to join at a later time, I'm gonna still be composting. What is that? Ugh. Bad thing about waiting too long to put your compost out, some of it gets real grody. Ugh. dumping this stuff out, but you know, hope y'all don't mind. Now, I want to say, gardening buddy of mine, we got some potato skins in there too. Potato skins, that's a good way of adding potassium. If you have any plants that require potato skins, is a good way of getting. I know a lot of people mentioned banana peels, but potato skins is a good way to get potassium too. And so now I'm just chopping that off in here. But what I was going to say earlier is that I'm not fortunate enough to have a really cool composting bucket yet. But it's funny, my buddy, Gen X Gardener, that guy's like a brother to me. He's out in Canada, but he has an awesome composting bucket that he just, or bowl that he just picked up. And it's so cool. It's sweet. When you get the chance, go step by his page and check him out. Again, that's the Gen X Gardener. And he's got a really nice composting bowl. I'm kind of jealous. I might have to send him some cash and see if he can send me one down there, because I actually like it. It's cool. It's got this real 1990 Bayside High kind of vibe going on in red and everything. It's actually pretty dope. I like it. But you know, when you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know, you look for those things that remind you of the era when you grew up, right? That's what we do. Nostalgia is key, right? And these booger bears are just rock solid, like little acorns, or not even acorns, like walnuts. They're freaking hard. I'm gonna try to see if I can bust into them and break them up, because when your compost is broken up real good, that's when it, of course, breaks down, right? All right. Hold on. Mosquito on my knee. I told you. Out here in the south, out here in Texas, when that sun go down, the mosquitoes like, ooh, it's time to eat. Interestingly enough, it's the female mosquito that is the one that actually bites you, not the male. They're only there for the sake of procreation of the species. The female, she's the one that bites you. Not that I have anything against women. I have a daughter and I have a wife. I have a mother. But I'm just saying, the mosquitoes, them the ones that get you. All right, now we've chopped this up really good. We're gonna take a look down here. Good. And now we're just gonna backfill. And occasionally I do come out here. Oh well. Occasionally I do come out here and turn this compost too. I don't just set it and forget it. I do actually turn it to help the breakdown process. But since this is a compost pile that I don't have a specific plan for yet, I don't really have to put much effort in. And boom, there we go. We just compost it. Now we do unfortunately have to pick up all of our trash and discard that stuff, but we got rid of all that organic material. C'est très bon. And we got a splinter in the process. But hey, my buddy Gen X Gardener says, if you ain't getting dirty, you ain't doing it right. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of these mosquitoes. It's been fun. Subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button. I'm gonna pull that splinter out there. And as always, remember, enjoy life, enjoy family, and enjoy your garden. Thanks for watching, guys.